Hi, I'm Ollie Gardner, co-founder of Unbounce. I've seen close to 100,000 landing pages. I've written 300 blog posts about landing pages. I even considered legally changing my name to be Landing Page. Every business needs to communicate its uniqueness and its benefits. Every business needs marketing and to be marketed, and landing pages are one of the keys to unlock performance. As an entrepreneur, there's a good chance, well, probably 100% chance that you need to get a website up, and you probably want to do it quickly because you're hungry to move fast. So what do? Well, you'll probably grab a WordPress theme, get a site up really quickly, and they're great for that. It's a great solution. We did that. But the problem with themes like that is that the theme designers are salespeople. So they take every single design trend and they load up their WordPress theme with all of these so that they have a giant list for people buying a theme going, oh, it does all of that. I don't know what any of these things are, but there's a lot of them, so I'm going to buy this one. The problem is they're not validated. And when you put them all together, they can slow down your site. They can change the behavior so it's not a nice experience, and they will hurt your conversion rates if you don't know these things are happening. Quite often you can turn them off in the back end in WordPress, but you have to know they even exist and what they're called before you can do that. One of the worst offenders is scrolljacking. Now, you've all scrolled, right? You use the mouse wheel or you grab the scroll bar and you drag it. That's been the way it's worked for 20 years. Some smart front-end web developer thought, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna come up with my own way of scrolling. And you'll know you've been scrolljacked if it happens. Basically, when you try and scroll, the code that makes this thing happen, it tries to take control and scroll for you. So you'll scroll a little bit and it will move, but it'll keep moving. And it'll kind of glide to a stop. And you'll try again and it'll go faster and it'll jerk you up and down, and there's no way to control where you end up. You're always gonna go past the part you're trying to get to. It's the worst interaction I've ever seen. I judged a contest for landing page templates in Unbounce. We had third-party people on ThemeForest creating these templates for us, and I had to judge them. Out of 150, every single one that had scrolljacking in it, there was about 25, I disqualified immediately. It's that bad of an experience. If you ever see that, you'll know. And it's a really strong signal to leave the website because it's such a terrible experience. And there are many more design trends that are bad. One bad design trend was inline field labels in a form. You probably encountered this. You can see the label, it says email address or what city do you live in. But when you click inside the field with your cursor, it disappears. So you're like, oh, what was it again? You have to click out before it'll come back, and it's a terrible experience, especially on mobile. There are many circumstances, especially a long form, where you can get to the point where you have no idea what you're supposed to type. It's a bad experience. However, this is one of the success stories because a few years later, because people complained about it, people in the conversion space, UX people, developers, people talked about it, and some really smart folks actually changed the way it works to solve the problem and actually make a better experience. Now, when you come across a good one like that, when you click in the field, that label won't disappear. It will shrink and just move up to the top. So it's always there and you know what you're trying to complete. So that's an example of a bad trend turned into a good experience. So that can happen, but for the most part, they're just left alone to rot inside your website or landing page and create a bad experience. Now, at the end of 2016, I saw something emerge, a new trend, and I wanted to eat my own dog food, drink my own champagne, follow my own advice, and validate this to see if it actually was good for conversion or not. It's called a conversational form. Very topical. as we progress over the next few years with chatbots, all this type of thing, these conversational devices are becoming very prevalent. So it's important that we validate whether they are good or not for conversion. Now, conversational forums, this was created by an agency in Denmark called Space 10. They're really into kind of humanizing the web, behavioral, conversational type experiences. And what it is, it's a script. You put it on your page and it turns a regular form, a lead gen form, with 1 field, 2 fields, 4 fields, 6 fields. It turns it into a little chat window. Right? The form fields disappear. It's just a little chat window, one place to type, and all of the form fields become questions, and you just type in a single box, just like you're having a chat or a messenger discussion. You can see in this video what it looks like. It's kind of cool, right? Which is why I wanted to try it out. So we stuck it on an unbounced landing page, got it working, and then I decided I was going to run an A/B test to see how it actually performs. Here is that first test page. Now what I did before I launched it, I put the Hotjar script on the page. This is one of the optimization tools I was talking about. In this instance, and they have many. Hotjar is awesome. It has lots of tools you can use. This one, basically a video of how people move around the page and what they click on and interact with. So I'll let you watch this video. This came in, this recording, 5 minutes after I published the page. You can see it's a little hectic, right? It's jumping around all over the place. This line is where they're going and they're clicking. Oh, and there's an error message. Oh, they can't submit the form. And it gets crazier. They can't get rid of that. They can't. Then he refreshes the page and goes through the exact thing again, over and over. I'm like, oh my God, I'm ruining this guy's life. I felt so bad. Remember, this is all about empathy. I was feeling really guilty. Luckily, my wife, being smarter than me, she was sitting beside me and she's like, he put his email address in. You can see it there. He typed it. You should reach out. It's like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. So I wrote the guy an email. Side note, I think because of privacy laws, now in these recordings, emails are being blanked out. So if this happened now, I wouldn't have this ability to reach out. So it's important we try and mitigate these problems. But in this instance, I was lucky and I got the guy's email. So I wrote him an email and I said, Bruce, I'm so sorry about that experience. I watched the recording. I saw all the problems you had. I'm trying something new. It was buggy. I fixed the bugs now, but that doesn't help you. Here's the content you were trying to get to. Again, I'm really sorry about that terrible experience. 2 minutes later, Bruce replies, that is the best example of taking responsibility for a bad customer experience I've seen in 25 years. I'll be much more likely to engage with Unbounce as a brand because of this. Right? Just like that trend that was fixed, this is a bad experience turned into something quite wonderful. Right? Created something because I cared, because I had the empathy for the people coming to my marketing, I was able to turn a bad thing into something good. And that's what optimization is all about, the research we do to understand behavior. But there's got to be a better way than reacting like that. We need a process, we need a framework. So I created my data-driven design framework. It's a collaborative framework for marketing teams, but you can do all of this by yourself. It's the exact same process.
The Foundr mission is to help you create an ass-kicking business and help you learn straight from the mouths of world-class founders. Get your free printed edition of Foundr magazine featuring Sir Richard Branson. Just cover shipping and handling at foundr.com/Branson.